Koko, Sandi, 5 minutes. Perfection part 2. Sandi just got going at the end of the last 5 minutes, so now we're going to kick her off again. She was going through well, she had 5 points, but
right.
Go.
There's a ton of points. I don't even know where to begin. I think it frustrates me when people claim they want the perfect relationship because it's not out there. It's
you can build
a term of perfection.
There is no generic. Yeah, there's no generic. I mean, you can't look in a book. You can't watch a movie to see
and
it.
I think that's where people are getting it mixed up because they want the fairy tale or perfect movie relationship or the book relationship. Well, I mean, I love to read. One of my recent books that I couldn't put down was, yes, the 50 Shades of Grey series.
Really?
Doesn't mean that I'm looking for a Christian, and that's a whole other subject and a whole other show. But
that might be a radio show.
Yeah, that would be a very fun show, actually.
We'll have to wait till we do a remote. We actually have people contribute because I think there's a lot.
I don't know if we want that many people contributing on the 50 Shades of Grey subject.
That would force me to read the book. I really don't want to. I really don't want to read any of them. But
good books. Anyway,
you can build.
Yes, you can build.
And it's not it might be perfect for you right now. See, the whole thing, getting back to perfection, we've taken perfection as a concept and translated it into a perfect relationship. But perfection can be other things too. I mean, you can get all tangled up into, the perfect car and the perfect job and the perfect life and the perfect kids. And guess what? None of that exists.
That's what screws people up because they have to have their careers in the perfect place and have the perfect car, and then it's like when they meet somebody and they have that I didn't expect this person, or I didn't expect to ever be in a relationship again, or I didn't expect to date, or whatever the case may be, suddenly it doesn't fit in their perfect little scenario that they've worked up and that they've been comfortable with. And I'm guilty with this. I mean, I've done this before. But it's a matter of, to get the perfection that fits for you, you have to be willing to adapt and you be willing to listen to the other person to get the perfection that will work for your relationship.
For that moment. Keeping in mind that there's no, it's a moment-to-moment kind of thing. Because what's perfect right now, what was perfect a year ago, and you look at it now, you say, not so much, not so much.
Right.
We might try this as a 5-minute, at least to get started on it. I have a program, like a whole workshop called Relationship Subsets, and it has to deal with kind of this, and maybe we'll dabble with it. Well, I don't know if we can condense it into 5 minutes. It may just be a half an hour show thing to talk about or something. So we'll have to work on that.
I think the perfection is much longer than one of our 5-minute segments. There's just...
That's why we're in the second one. That's why it's been extended to a second. So it's 10 minutes of perfection. But, I mean, there's different aspects of it. So, we'll have to do this on a live remote so that people can contribute, because I'm sure there's, everybody has a story, everybody has a concept, and we'll hopefully be going an hour and then 2 hours so that we'll have plenty of time, because we have pages and pages and pages and pages of topics. So it's it's not like we're short. I mean, relationships are so complicated.
Complex.
That too. Okay, so we've come to the conclusion that perfection is an abstraction of reality, and you need to let go. You need to relax. You need to enjoy the moment. The other thing about perfection is people say, if I only had a little more money, my life would be perfect. If I only had such and such a person, my life would be perfect. If I only had 2.5 kids, my life would be perfect. Guess what? When you got the 2.5 kids, there'd be something else. When you got the right car, when you got the right job, when you got the right wife, or right husband, there would always be something else.
Right.
So you have to throw out that perfection concept and just realize that you've got to work with what you have and make what you have perfect, or perfect for right now, and realize, yeah, there's room for improvement. I'll leave you with this question. This is one of my teachers taught me this in every aspect of your life. Rather than beating yourself up and saying that something, that you're a failure or something like this, you ask yourself, what's not perfect now? And if you think about everything, your relationships, your car, your house, your job, what's not perfect now or what's not perfect yet, it puts a whole different perspective on it. Koko, Sandi,